Thank you for joining us here on Hope TV as we bring you Newswatch, stories that made headlines today. My name is Melissa Oduor. On the sign language is Boniface Muredi. Newswatch begins now. Our President William Ruto has presided over the global launch of the 2025 Great Wildebeest Migration at the Masai Mara National Reserve in Narok County. The annual event captures wildebeests as they migrate from the Tanzanian Serengeti National Park to Kenya's Masai Mara Game Reserve, and is a key attraction bringing thousands of tourists from all over the world. The President was joined by Tourism Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano, welcomed the world to the event at the pristine Mara Bay in the reserve, fresh off its World Book of Records title as the world's greatest annual wildlife migration. Speaking at the event that was being broadcast live across the globe, President Ruto hailed the iconic event for the increase in tourism numbers this year by 15%. He thanked the local community for providing a conducive environment for wildlife to thrive and said the wildebeest migration is a story of resilience among the Kenyan people.
And to our partners in the media, thank you so much for airing the vast story of Kenya to such a global audience. And this is not just a natural phenomenon, it's just a demonstration of how magical Kenya is and how proud we are.
To the wildlife tourism product that we have across Kenya, the Big Five, and many bird watchers and many other animals and wildlife that you have the opportunity to sample while you are in Kenya. To the culture of the Kenyan people, the warmth, the hospitality, as I have said, of the Maasai people and the Kenyan people in general. The culture, the customs, the tradition that blends with the spirit of Kenya. The most important aspect of this land is that people don't visit Kenya. They come back to Kenya because this is the home of humankind. This is the place that all started. This is the home of human origins, right here in Kenya. And I'm going to showcase to you next time where the earliest remains of the first man on earth are, in the Republic of Kenya.
Indeed, what a wonder for Kenya there. Moving on, Kenya and Egypt are working to increase their trade and investment partnership as evidenced by recent high-level discussions and agreements. Speaking during the Arab Republic of Egypt's National Day celebrations held at the ambassador's residence, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi said these agreements continue to broaden opportunities in trade, investment, education, research, technology, and more, fostering mutual growth and benefiting the peoples of both nations through closer collaboration. Mudavadi, who is also the Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Cabinet Secretary, congratulated the government and the people of Egypt as they reflected on their rich history, remarkable progress, and enduring national identity. The occasion marked 220 years since the dawn of modern Egypt, 103 years of independence, and 73 years since the establishment of the First Republic. Mudavadi has meanwhile bid farewell to the outgoing Egyptian ambassador to Kenya, Wael Nasser el-Din Attiyah, upon the conclusion of his tour of duty.
Kenya is honored to have Egypt as a friend and a strategic partner in the region. Our enduring ties span decades of close cooperation across the fields of trade and investment, education and technical training, health, agriculture and food security, tourism and culture, and people-to-people exchanges, among others. Kenya and Egypt have also continued to deepen their relations through high-level engagements. Most notably is the state visit by President Ruto to Egypt in January 2025. The historic visit marking the first state visit to Egypt by a Kenyan president culminated in signing of a strategic and comprehensive partnership agreement. Additionally, our two heads of state jointly witnessed the signing of 12 memoranda of understanding, further cementing our bilateral ties and elevating our relations.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has clarified that a 10% pay rise for police officers was implemented under the first phase for officers in the lower cadre last year. This is in implementing the recommendations of the Task Force Commission's report on police reforms. Addressing the press at the Jukwaa la Usalama Forum in Nandi County, Murkomen said an additional 10% increase will be rolled out as part of the second phase in the 2025-2026 and dismissed claims of difficulties in implementation by the government.
Last year, 10% increment was done on the police officers that are in the lower cadre. This year, another 10% will be done. We've just crossed to the new financial year, and the exchequer releases are going on. So I don't think there is an issue. It will be implemented, and the entire promise that was made to our police officers will be implemented. And should there be an issue that requires the numbers to be shared and so forth, the National Police Service Commission can do so, or the Inspector General Police can do so. We are ready to make sure that we remember that the implementation was staggered. It was not one-off. It was one-off, we would have finished like 2 years ago. So this financial year, the promised 10% increase will be done, and then until the ultimate promise that was made in the task force report will be.
And the government has asked the High Court to dismiss a petition seeking the removal of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat, arguing that there is no legal basis or evidence linking him to the death of blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang. The National Police Service Commission and Attorney General Dorcas Oduor have jointly defended Lagat, who is under pressure to vacate office following Ojwang's controversial death in police custody. Ojwang died while in custody at the Central Police Station in Nairobi after his arrest on allegations of online defamation filed by Lagat. In submissions before Justice Chacha Mwita, the Attorney General's office says that the case filed against Lagat is legally flawed and falls outside the court's constitutional and human rights jurisdiction. They further say the petition lacks merit and wrongly interprets Lagat's decision to temporarily step aside as a resignation. The MPSC Chief Executive Officer Peter Lelei said in a sworn affidavit that Lagat's action was voluntary and did not amount to interference with ongoing investigations. The case will be heard on the 31st of this month. Over 1,800 youth have today graduated from the KCB Foundation's Tujiajiri Youth Technical Skills and Job Creation Program from 14 technical and vocational education training TVET centers across the country, marking a transformative milestone in the country's vocational training and employment agenda. The training is courtesy of a year-long partnership between KCB Foundation and Mastercard Foundation's Young Africa Works program to enable young people access dignified work and increase income generation by skilling 8,500 youth in various economic sectors, targeting 70% women, leading to the creation of 43,000 jobs in the country. Speaking at the graduation ceremony at the Nairobi University Square, KCB Bank Kenya Managing Director Anastasia Kimtai said they are intentional in addressing youth unemployment and unlocking their potential through technical vocational skills training. During the event, which was attended by Youth Affairs and Creatives Economy Cabinet Secretary Salim Vuria and Sports PS Elijah Mwangi, 738 business startup toolkits were handed over to graduates to kickstart their entrepreneurial job, marking a significant step in their quest to run successful business enterprises.
I'm very proud today to join KCB and to join all of you today to celebrate the graduation of KCB's Tuajiri class of 2025. And from the beginning, I want to say that your dedication and hard work represent the spirit of the Kenyan people, anchored on hard work, resilience, self-drive, and abundant hope. I want to acknowledge KCB and KCB Foundation, Mastercard Foundation, for playing a very active role, in driving youth progress in this country.
It gives us indeed great pleasure to be here this morning to just come and celebrate the excellent work that we've seen our foundation do through transforming lives. The event signified a very powerful convergence of effort, a shared commitment to the youth empowerment, and a determination to build a country where every Kenyan thrives. We want to sincerely thank MasterCard Foundation for the continued collaboration with KCB on this program. Asante sana. Before I proceed, I would also like to thank the government for the support for initiatives that empowers the youth. The vision of a prosperous and an inclusive Kenya, driven by the potential of its young people, resonate deeply with the KCB core values.
Now, Kenyans have been urged to visit Good Life pharmacies countrywide and receive free blood pressure, blood sugar and body mass index BMI tests. This follows an unprecedented nationwide rollout aimed at boosting early detection of lifestyle diseases. The initiative, titled Know Your Numbers, Know Your Risk, seeks to scrap the cost of routine health checks and aims to make preventative healthcare more accessible to millions of Kenyans in efforts to combat the growing threat of non-communicable diseases such as hypertension and diabetes by empowering individuals to take proactive control of their health and wellness. The initiative is courtesy of an expanded partnership between Old Mutual East Africa and Good Life Pharmacy and is aimed at tackling the silent rise of non-communicable diseases such as diabetes and hypertension.
One of the things that has been critical before we can get people to be able to be well physically is to encourage them to be able to know their health status. And that is the reason why this partnership is motivated, because with Good Life, where they're providing free checks, someone can actually be able to go and check their health status and make sure that they are aware of what is okay and what is not. And in scenarios where they are okay, we want to help our members to be able to stay well. And if they are not well, that they can also take early action so that we then help them to be able to get curative services.
We've got 148 stores. So you can get to a Good Life store anywhere in Kenya. That's the first. So it's very easy to get to a Good Life store if you want to check on your health. In terms of digital, etc., we have a very strong website. We just won the best website, pharmacy website in Kenya. We won that award last week. On that website, there is lots of information about how to keep yourself healthy. But also, not only can you order your products on the website, but we also have a WhatsApp where you can call and get a doctor or a pharmacist on the end who can give you a prescription and guide you to the nearest store where you can get your medication.
Great initiative there by Good Life Pharmacies and Old Mutual. We'll take a short break now. We'll be back with the day's business news and sports. Don't go too far.
Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Join Isaac Barak and Triple M Africa this Sunday for a moment of worship on Ultimate Worship from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and repeat from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back to Newswatch now. Kenyan students in at least 7 national polytechnics are set to benefit from a collaborative agreement with Australia's Signet Institute. According to the Kenyan ambassador to Australia, Dr. Wilson Kogo, the partnership will see the institutions support the training of youths in Kenya for the international market. Speaking during the signing of the agreement at the Eldoret National Polytechnic, Dr. Kogo noted that while Kenya has a strong human capital, there is a need to align the skills with the global market demands. Similar sentiments were shared by the Director of Technical and Vocational Education Training, TVET Director John Tuwei. Tuwei said the collaboration will allow for the development of courses in line with international standards and ensure Kenyan youth are given a pathway to access international jobs in a dignified way.
Human capital in Kenya is what we pride in. We are proud of the kind of skilling that we have done in our country. And there is a lot that is happening in our TVET institutions. And outside there, many regions, be it Europe, be it the Americas, be it in Australia, they are really asking for labor. But the question that is in the minds of everybody else is the kind of training that we have here in Kenya. Does it resonate with the needs and expectations of a region like Australia? And that is what we are focusing on and asking ourselves the question, why is it that at one point, if you have a nurse from here going to Australia, they cannot be allowed to practice? And yet we have trained. Why is it that you have a plumber who has been trained in our institutions here, but when they go to other regions, probably they are not allowed to practice? So that is really the conversation that we have. And this is what we are addressing. We are simply saying we've done a wonderful job as a country in training. There is no question about that. But the other conversation that we still want to address is our training up to the standards expected globally? That is the big question. And that is why we have Signet here and we are collaborating.
And in the first phase, we are collaborating. The collaboration is with 7 institutions to start with. And we are going to roll out to all the other national polytechnics. And at the end of the day, it will ensure that we develop courses which are of international standards.
We're back with business, and the government has begun the distribution and installation of bulk milk coolers to counties in an engineered effort to accelerate transformation in the dairy sector by increasing production and cushioning farmers against post-harvest loss. The project is aimed at facilitating the transformation in smallholder farmers' systems that will enable their transition from subsistence to commercial farming through increased value addition and market participation. Speaking at the flag-off in in Nyeri, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe, who led the distribution of an additional 8 bulk milk coolers to dairy farmers' cooperatives under the Livestock Value Chain Support Project, said the coolers will be pivotal in enhancing the value addition and cooperative milk handling capacity, which is key in addressing infrastructural challenges that have hampered the dairy industry.
We are going to continue distributing coolers both in this county and other counties so that we can save post-harvest losses. Hatutaki kuchukua nyinyi mnaenda kwa shamba, you feed your cow, and then the cow comes, you get your milk, and we lose that milk. We don't want to lose even a liter of milk. Lakini kama serikali, tunaangalia pia namna vile tunaweza kusaidia the private sector kama nyinyi sasa. Tusaidie watu kama nyinyi, ndio ile viwanda mnazo ziwe ni zinaweza kutengeneza powder. Nyinyi mnasema KCC, lakini sio KCC peke yake. We don't want to just depend on KCC. That's only one. We want also the private sector to start making powder milk. Umesema wewe mwenyewe bwana chairman, wakati wa mvua, wakati nyasi iko mingi, maziwa inakuwa mingi, bei inaanza kushuka. Na hiyo ndio bei ile mheshimiwa alikuwa anasema. Tunataka bei iwe at 50. Na the only way we can protect the industry is to make sure that wakati maziwa iko mingi, tunachukua hiyo maziwa, tunafanya powder, tunatengeneza milk powder, tunauza Ulaya.
Kenya's transport and logistics sector has received a major boost following the launch of a new range of trucks by Sinotruck in partnership with Sifao Mobility. The new models, targeting both light and medium-duty segments, promise to offer affordable, durable and fuel-efficient transport solutions tailored to the needs of Kenyan businesses. Vivian Kerubo attended the event.
Sinotruck, in collaboration with Sifao Mobility, has unveiled 2 new truck models aimed at enhancing logistic efficiency and affordability for Kenyan businesses. The launch event showcased the truck's enhanced features aimed at boosting efficiency and reducing transport costs across key sectors like construction, agriculture, and manufacturing.
In the past 3 years, we are working together to offer the good product and service for Kenya market and make great progress. In year 2025, Sinotruck and KUM started the cooperations on assembly, which means the relationship between Sinotruck and Sifao Mobility Kenya Limited reached a new level. The Sinotruck assembly capacity and the final customer delivery efficiency will get a big improved.
Speaking at the launch, Sinotruck General Manager Savres Premji described the new trucks as a complete business solution designed with the customers in mind. He stated that the models were developed specifically to address the real challenges faced by transporters in the Kenyan market, offering a powerful combination of performance, fuel efficiency, and long-term reliability.
Projects, businesses are continue seeking mobility solutions that combine durability, extended payload, better fuel efficiency, and of course, low running costs. Basically, the total cost of ownership. Today, we're proud to meet that need as CFA Mobility Kenya at this official launch of the Sino light and medium duty trucks, which is the H2 and the H3 models. These trucks are designed with customers' needs in mind. It has been a journey for us to ensure we have the right spec, right specification truck.
Sifao Mobility Managing Director Avinda Reel emphasized the economic value of the trucks amid rising fuel and maintenance costs.
Questions around the product, value proposition, the price.
He revealed flexible financing options through Equity Bank, including up to 90% financing and free services packages for early buyers.
Today, together with Sinotruck being one of the key brands under CFA Mobility, we are not just unveiling a vehicle, but introducing a new business partner to the revolutionary truck that will enhance your return on investment, especially on the H2 and H3. We today, for us, marks a very strategic shift in the way we do business in Kenya as we seek to redefine the next frontier in the truck segment.
For transporters, the new Sino-Truck range could signal a turning point in operation efficiency and value for money. Reporting for Newswatch, Vivian Kerubo.
To some sports now. KCB Rugby Club has officially opened applications for team manager position after Priscilla Molo Ongombe's tenure came to an end. The move signals a key leadership change as the club seeks to reclaim dominance after another trophyless Kenya Cup campaign. It coincides with the start of the National Sevens Circuit and comes ahead of the 2025-2026 season. Interested candidates have until the 31st of July this year to present their applications. KCB RFC has emphasized the need for a candidate with proven experience in Kenya Cup rugby, exceptional communication skills, and the ability to align with the club's values and dynamics. Train Up Ministries, a Christian-based organization based in California, USA, is currently in Kenya to continue its missionary work aimed at uplifting children from informal communities. In Kibra, where many children face harsh living communities conditions from a young age, the team visited several children's homes to assess their living standards, share words of encouragement, and pray with the local community members. Caleb Morty reports.
In Kibera, where survival is a daily struggle for many children, a ray of hope has arrived. Train Up Ministries is on a mission, not just of faith, but of compassion and care. Pascalia Nduku, a member of the Inua Jamii Rescue Center, a home of abandoned children and minors who have experienced rights violations, says the situation in the slum is alarming. According to Nduku, children in the Kibera slums are less fortunate, with the HIV pandemic hitting even at a young age.
Kadhaa mimi nashirikiana na organization inaitwa Inua Mimi Rescue Center. It's a home, it's a rescue and also it's a school. Huanga tunasaidia watoto wale abandoned, wale wako na rights violated, wamepitia shida nyingi sana. Manyumba pia iko hapa chini ambapo inapitia mangumu sana. Vile mnajua hata HIV pandemic imepita kila inchi, kila pahali, kila count. Tumekuwa na victims of HIV within our slum.
With the main target being children, Pastor Humphrey Gachanja, the founder of the Train Up Ministries, says that the mission is to train up a child in the way he should go and raise them according to the principles of God, nurturing not only their spiritual growth, but also empowering them through love, education, and hope for a better future.
And we are based on the scriptures, Proverbs 22:6, that says, train up a child in the ways he should go. And when he grows up, he will not depart from it. And one thing that we know is that if a kid is raised in the ways of God, there is no way they will depart. And if they try to depart from those ways, we believe in the book of Luke, I believe Luke 15 verses 18, it talks about a prodigal son who left the dad to pursue leisure and things that he thought they were important. But he suffered a lot. He suffered like any child can suffer. But the Bible says when he came back to his senses, he remembered his dad. He remembered the good things he used to eat, the good things his father did for him.
And we are here to impact lives of young people, just like we take care of those kids. As our ministry says, we are train up. So we deal more with children and teenagers and youth.
Train Up Ministries focuses on a discipleship program aimed at nurturing children, sharing the gospel, and guiding them to dedicate their lives to Christ. During their previous mission, The team had the opportunity to visit several informal settlements including Dandora and Dagoretti, and according to Pastor Becky Reed, more than 10 young people made the decision to give their lives to Christ.
We had a privilege to go into Dandora, which we had a youth rally. We went to Dagoretti, we had the children rehab. We went to the children's remand prison, and we had the youth actually share the gospel. And the good news is 10 young people in those facilities gave their lives to Christ. So that's actually our celebration, a high point in our mission.
Pascalia Ndoku expressed her gratitude for the missionary visit, noting how impactful it has been to the children and the community at large.
I thank God for you people. Umekuja at the right time, kwa sababu hata hao nisipoenda kwa wao wananikujianga. Wanatuambia mama tumelala hivyo, na ukienda literally wamelala hivyo. Sasa wanakutarajia wapatie kitu, na mimi sasa hiyo sina. So leo nimeshukuru sana hii timu vile imekuja tu, wameimpact a big impact, wamefanya impact kubwa sana kwa life ya watu wengi. Umeona hata watu wakilia wenyewe, watu wakubwa sana, mtu analia machozi juu ya kitu kidogo tu, ameona ni kubwa, ameona heaven. So those are the people we talk about. Na umekuja at the right time. I thank God for this team. Mumekuja for the rescue.
With plans to return and expand their outreach, Train Up Ministries hope their visit is the beginning of lasting change. The mission continues, reminding communities that even in the toughest places, kindness and faith can still thrive. For Newswatch, I'm Caleb Moti.
Thank you, Caleb, for that report. To Kisumu now, the county government has pledged to strengthen sports and games, particularly in secondary schools within the county. According to Deputy Governor Matthew Sowili, sports form a crucial foundation in strengthening skills and talents. Addressing journalists, the Deputy Governor congratulated students from Sigoti Girls and Agai Secondary School for their performance in the inter-county games. The students received various awards during the event for excelling in the games ahead of the national competitions to be held in Kakamega County.
We wanted to demonstrate our commitment as a county to sports. We believe that sports, just like academics, can be able to propel our boys and girls to the highest levels of their career, whichever way that they choose. And we also wanted to congratulate them, as you know, because these two schools are actually from the county of Kisumu, and they are flying our regional flag into the national ball game. So we wanted to take this opportunity as a government on behalf of the people of Kisumu to congratulate Agai and the Sigoti Girls for a job well done.
We expect them to win the national championships in Kakamega County, and we want to see them representing Kenya in the East Africa competitions.
As we go to the competitions in Kakamega, we promise to do this county proud.
And that's how we wrap up Newswatch tonight. Many thanks for your company as we brought you this newscast. It's been my pleasure. My name is Melissa Oduor. Together with Boniface Muredi on the sign language, have a good night.